Ronnie, the fans love it when you do the front double bicep. Could you give us a close-up of it right now and tell us about the size of your arms?
This is what 23-inch arms look like when they flexed and pumped.
Today, we're diving into how to build massive 23-inch arms like Ronnie Coleman.
That is the greatest arm in the world, folks, and this is going where no man has gone before.
People always come up to me and ask, Ronnie, how did you build those huge arms? And I tell them plain and simple, you don't play around in the gym. If you want big arms, you have to put in real work.
Ronnie's arms were just ridiculous, huge, with veins like garden hoses running all over them. It was insane. He didn't even look real, like something out of this world. 23-inch arms. That's bigger than most people's legs. Just unreal.
I didn't waste time on things that didn't deliver results. I focused on the basics, lifted heavy, and stayed consistent.
These are my favorite exercises. The basic, the one that they did before all the machines got invented. So this is it's hardcore.
Ronnie never really had a separate day just for arms. He trained them alongside bigger muscle groups. Most of the time, it was back with biceps and chest with triceps. If you watch his training during his prime, you'll notice one thing. He stuck to the basics. He wasn't constantly switching things up. He kept hammering the same exercises because they worked for him, pushing them to the limit with hardcore intensity. Now, let's talk biceps. One of his go-to moves, the one-arm dumbbell preacher curl. If you've seen his training videos, you know, this was a staple in his routine. When he hits this exercise, he doesn't just stick to one way, he switches it up to target the muscle from different angles. First, one-arm preacher curls, one arm at a time, nice and controlled. This exercise is all about isolation, locking in that bicep and making every rep count. No cheating, no help from the other side, just pure focus on the squeeze. When you hit the top of the rep, you hold it, feel that burn, and that's where the growth happens. Look at Ronnie. Every single rep, he squeezes hard at the peak. You can literally see those fire hose veins blowing up, pumping like crazy. Boom! They're getting bigger and bigger, straight up insane. Then he switches to the other arm and does the exact same thing. His own rhythm, not too slow, not too fast. Just steady, controlled reps, keeping the weight moving. He's pumping rep after rep, flooding the biceps with blood, chasing that insane pump. That constant tension, that's the key. That's what makes the peak stand out, gives the biceps that crazy shape. That's the real secret right there.
It's all about good form, heavy as you can go with the most amount of reps. So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing good form, heavy as I can go with the most amount of reps.
Then as a variation, preacher curls on the machine. With this one, Ronnie explodes up, squeezes hard at the top, and keeps that weight moving. No slow, lazy reps. He's forcing as much blood into the muscle as possible, making those biceps blow up. Heavy weight, full tension. That's how you get thick, full arms. No weak reps, just pure power. Next up, 21s. This one's a killer. You're hitting 21 reps in 3 parts. 7 reps from the bottom to halfway, 7 from the top down, and then 7 full reps to finish strong. Almost every workout video of Ronnie, you'll see him hammering this exercise. It's a bicep builder, no doubt.
Now he does the whole movement for 7.
This move hits every part of the biceps, and if you watch closely, you can see Ronnie's arms firing on all cylinders, every muscle fiber getting taut.
3 sevens is 21.
Angle of the bicep, you work the bottom part, then you work this top part, and then you work this middle part.
When you try this, you'll feel that deep burn, and that's the key. If you want massive arms, you gotta make them suffer.
You want big arms, you gotta train like you mean it. No half effort, no excuses.
Did your biceps, were they the first part of your body to grow?
I've always had big biceps.
Yeah. Even when you didn't train, you had kind of peaky arms?
Even when I didn't train. When I was 10, 11 years old, I had big biceps, believe it or not. And they still big.
Next up, a true classic, one of his all-time favorites. Ronnie was all about the basics, and this exercise is as simple as it gets. Just good old basic exercises that really get the job done. Seated dumbbell curls. No fancy tricks, no unnecessary tweaks, just raw power. He'd sit on a bench, grab 2 heavy dumbbells, and curl with intensity and rhythm, making every rep count. That's how you build massive arms.
Has it made a difference? Have you got that pump you were looking for?
Oh yeah.
Now you can feel it right down to your fingertips?
Oh yeah.
Well, let's see what
Don't
you
get
got.
no pumped in this.
Yeah.
Wait.
The world exclusive, the biggest, hardest, freakiest man in the world in the shape of his life. There's never been an arm like that on the face of the earth.
Now, let's talk triceps, because if you want truly massive arms, you can't ignore them. Triceps give your arms that thick, complete look. If you don't train them hard, you don't have real big arms. Simple as that. First up, one-arm overhead dumbbell extensions. This move is a killer for hitting the long head of the triceps. Ronnie grabbed a heavy dumbbell, powered it up over his head, and controlled every rep. The key? Keeping that rhythm, feeling the muscle work. And when it starts to burn, that's when you push even harder. And for a variation, he hits the dumbbell tricep extensions, but this time with just one dumbbell. And not just any dumbbell, a seriously heavy one. How heavy? Let's just say his training partner was struggling to move it. That's how insane the weight was. And when the training partner has to throw on a lifting belt just to assist Ronnie, you know things are getting crazy. Ronnie wasn't playing around. Every set, every rep, it all mattered. And you could see it on his face. Pure intensity, pure power.
How big were they when you were at your biggest?
24. 24. That's the biggest they got.
That's like a waist.
Man, you pretty big. You know, I had 22-inch arms, so I was pretty big.
So you was always cut up, rocked up like that?
Exactly. My whole life, pretty much. So everywhere I went, you know, I was the biggest and the strongest guy in the room. And actually, even in college, high school, everywhere.
Ronnie's arms were so massive, it looked like he could barely lift them to his waist. With 23-inch arms, they were big.
All right, next up, the tricep dips machine. This one hits the triceps hard, building that thick, powerful look in the back of the arms. And you already know Ronnie wasn't going light. He'd throw on 3 45-pound plates and just start repping. Rep after rep, flooding the triceps with blood. That constant tension, that's what made them grow like crazy.
Here, I push the weight down with power and control. I don't stop too much. I keep the weight moving, keep the blood inside the muscle.
Next up, a tricep mass builder, the tricep pushdown. If you want big arms, you have to train triceps hard. They're what give your arms that thick, powerful look. Ronnie used the cable crossover machine, grabbed the bar with a solid grip, and drove the weight down with power and control. This one really hits the outer tricep, the part that makes your arms look wide and dense. He stood tall, locked in, and pushed down hard. Rep after rep, keeping that rhythm, feeling every contraction.
I didn't know I had 22-inch arms until somebody told me. And I argued them down, like, no, there's no way. He's like, well, I got to take measure here, you know. Brought it out, and sure enough, 22 inches. I'm like, wow. I was in college at the time. I first got into the sport of bodybuilding. I was doing security at a Mr. Olympia event. And most of the people in the audience thought that I should be on stage back then.
Really?
I didn't think so, you know, but they thought that. I had 22, 23-inch arms back then. 23 right there, almost 24. Yeah.
Now, time for a real tricep burner, skull crushers. Ronnie would lie back on the bench, grab the easy bar with a close grip and start pressing. Rep after rep, non-stop, pushing through 12 solid reps. But he didn't stop there. He made it even harder with a superset.
How bad you want it, baby?
Without even changing position. Right after that, without even resting, he'd go straight into a close grip bench press. 12 more reps, fast and powerful, pressing the bar up and squeezing the triceps at the top. No mercy. He didn't care about looking pretty or perfect form for the camera. This was raw, hardcore training. All that mattered was building muscle. And when he was done, boom, he'd just toss the bar aside like it was nothing. And now, the tricep finisher, dumbbell kickbacks. Ronnie would grab 2 heavy dumbbells, lock in, and explode through each rep with power. No slowing down, no hesitation, just pure rhythm, pumping until his triceps were on fire. And when that burn kicked in, he didn't stop. He kept pushing, rep after rep, until there was nothing left in the tank. This move hits the triceps brachii, adding that thick, full look to the arms. If you want big arms, this is how you do it. Train hard, eat right, get your rest, and trust me, small arms won't be a problem anymore. Big arms guaranteed.